Yo, what's up guys? Ed here back with another video. Guys, I want to jump straight into this video. In this video, I want to show you guys exactly how one of my stores printed me $169,000 in the span of just 30 days, right? And what's interesting about this video is the fact that I did this without Facebook ads, no TikTok ads, no creatives had to be made in the process. I ran this store strictly off Google, guys. And this is a blue ocean that nobody talks about. And in today's video, I want to really break down to you guys and show you exactly how this happened, step by step, every number, every tool, and every decision that was made in the process. Now, I want to be very direct with you guys, right? This was, in my opinion, only possible with Google and not Meta ads. And this is from my experience, right? I've ran Meta ads for multiple years, to be honest, longer than I ran Google ads. And ever since I found Google ads, things have just been a lot different. Life's just been better, man. Now, the first difference that I want to mention to you guys is the fact that on Meta, you're paying per impression. So every single time someone sees your ads, whether they're interested or not, whether they want to buy or not, you are going to pay that fee. You are literally paying for people to scroll past you on Meta. While on Google, you pay per click, right? So you're only charged when someone actually clicks and visits your store. So every dollar of ad spend is going towards somebody that already typed in what they want to buy, right? Now, the next difference that I want to mention to you guys is the fact that on Meta, you need creatives and you need consistent output, right? You constantly need to keep coming up with new creative ideas, new videos, new hooks, new angles, new UGC, you name it, right? That is a full-time job, in my opinion, just to feed a machine every single day. On the other hand, on Google, there are no creatives. Equivalent of an ad is literally just your product listing as a whole, your image, the title, and the price of your product, right? That is your ad. That is what Google is going to be promoting and showcasing to your audience, right? And the third difference, and in my opinion, the most important difference, are the margins, right? On Meta, your margins after everything's said and done is only 10 to 15%, right? While on Google, all my stores are doing between 25 and 35% on the same exact products, right? The same identical products that I'm advertising, or I was once advertising on Meta, and the difference in profit margins are just insane, right? So those are the three main differences that I want to share with you guys before I go any further into this video. Now, I want to show you guys how I find stores, right? Finding stores is actually one of the most important steps to achieving such numbers, right? Six-figure months and beyond, right? You need to find competitor stores that are currently doing well in the niche that your store is selling in, right? So this store actually was a fashion store, or it was actually a bit more niche down than just a fashion store. However, I took products from my competitor stores, and I want to show you guys exactly how I do this. So this is one of the stores that I want to show you guys. It's actually a store that I used as reference when I was building the store from last month. As you guys can see, this store has 2,800 products, right? So you could assume that this store is printing a lot, right? As you can also see with the PP Spy Chrome extension, this store has 0 active ads on TikTok and Facebook, which means that most of its traffic is coming strictly from Google, right? Which is what we're looking for when we find competitors, because that's exactly what we're doing as well. So it's easy to assume that whatever is working for them will also work for us when we put them on our stores, right? So for example, here you can see that this is their best seller, right? And I always check best sellers with PP Spy. Right? You can just click on products, filter it to best selling, and this is actually very accurate. I know it's hard to believe, but this is very accurate. These top 4 products right here are what's selling the most and what has brought the most revenue for this store, right? Now, after I validate all of this, the next step is to go straight to SimilarWeb to check how much traffic this store is doing on a monthly basis, right? So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Wow, so this store right here is doing 121,000 monthly visitors, right? Which is safe to assume that they're doing multi 6 figures on a monthly basis, right? And what's also interesting about SimilarWeb is you're able to find in this section right here where you see visitors over time, you can also find other stores that are similar to the competitor that you're researching. And most of the time, you'll be surprised that there are also dropshipping stores that are also running the same type of products as the store that you're researching at the moment, right? So that's just an extra tip for you guys. So now that we're sure that this store is printing, we want to go back to the store and we want to see what products they have, right? So here you can see all of their best sellers. Usually the top 3 to 4 pages are the products that are selling the best at the moment. What you want to do is you want to take these products and put them straight on your store, right? And you don't want to just take their exact product listing, right? You want to alter it and optimize it so that it does better on your store. Now, the fastest way to do this, and the thing that saves me the most time, is when I use an app called Pokey. Pokey has saved me so much time, you have no idea, right? With a click of a button, you're able to upload your entire competitor's best-selling list onto your store, right? With optimized product titles, optimized descriptions, and the images is up to you to make it. And for the images, it's up to you to use AI to optimize those. But for Pokey is able to scrape products for you. It's able to import products and collections for you. It's also able to find suppliers. I don't use this feature because I already have my private suppliers. However, this is just an extra gem for you guys. Download Pokey, use it. Trust me, it's going to save you guys so much time when it comes to uploading products from your competitors. Because getting products from your competitors is one of the main things that leads to those six-figure months. Trust me when I tell you this. This store setup is a great example of what you want your store to look like when you're setting it up, right? The only thing that I would change about this product page right here is the product images. They need to be better quality. You want to stand out. We don't need to tell them that, right? That's something for us to know. You want to stand out with better quality images, right? So what I usually do is I put my images on AI. I make models. I make studio backgrounds. I've shown you guys this in the previous video. You guys should try your best to stand out, because on that auction list on Google Shopping, when a customer, right, comes on Google and they look up, for example, linen trousers, when they see an image like this versus an image that is a lot clearer with a better background, a real model, a face to it, they're going to choose that, right, over this. And another benefit is the fact that you can also price your products way higher. For example, this product right here is $31.99. If you have a nice model, a beautiful model, right, with a nice studio background, shadows and everything, very good quality image, you can price this for, I don't know, $64.99, and people would buy it, right? And that's literally double what this guy is selling it for. So that's just a quick tip for you guys. But other than that, I would say, yeah, like, it has the social proof right here, the Trustpilot badges. It has the sales, which you always want to have. It has all the information that you need, a customer needs. It has the urgency, a great description, more Trustpilot, more social. This is a great product page to kind of use as reference for your store. Now, this is the next store that I want to show you guys, right? I thought to myself, I don't want to just show you guys strictly fashion stores. You're able to print money in any niche with Google. Trust me when I tell you this. I have kids stores, I have pet stores, I have lighting stores, outdoor stores, I have fashion stores, both men and women's. You're able to go into any niche as long as there's demand behind the products that you have on those stores. And this is a perfect example of a store that's printing so much money in the outdoor niche. I would personally call this a general store, because this store sells everything under the sun. It sells baby products. As you guys can see right here, this store has 3,300 products. And look at what the bestseller is. The bestseller is a squirrel-proof bird feeder. Who would ever think to sell such a product, right? And the funny thing is, right, people are actually buying this product because this store also, just like the other one, is not running on TikTok or Facebook, which means that there was no ad created for this product. You didn't have a headline, you didn't have a call to action, you didn't have any of this. There are actually people that are searching up one of these keywords here, right, for this store to pop up and show up on their Google Shopping, for them to purchase it and make this the #1 bestseller on this store with 3,000 products, right? Just let that make sense. This just goes to show you guys that there's demand behind products that no one would ever think of buying. And as long as you know how to do the correct research, you find the correct competitors, you will also be able to eat from this pie. Like, look, squirrel-proof bird feeder. This is literally the funniest product. Like, I would never have thought to sell this, to be honest, but I would think to sell it if I was doing my research and I saw that, there's demand behind this product right now at the moment in the United States. Let me go ahead and put it on my store and sell it. All right. So let's go ahead and take this URL and put it into SimilarWeb to see how many monthly visitors that this store is doing as well. So this store right here is doing a lot more than the other one, 20,000 more, 143,000 monthly visitors in the month of July. This store is definitely doing between $200 to $300,000 every single month, right? So this store is printing. That's all we need to know, literally. So now that we know that the store is printing, you're gonna go ahead and go to PP Spy again, and you're gonna look at all the best sellers on here. And if you want to make a general store, make a general store. Just take these products, man. Take these products and put them on your store. Make the images better, right? Use Pokey, use Claude, optimize the product titles, optimize the descriptions, make it better, and you'll be printing way more than this store. That's the formula. It's easy, guys. Seriously, it's easy. I'm telling you guys. It's as easy as it sounds, right? You can see here that all of these products are best sellers, right? Think night vision outdoor, whatever, like anti-rust magical, ultrasonic rabbit repeller. Guys, put this on your store and just get these sales, man. It's that simple. But look, let me show you guys exactly what the numbers look like so you can actually know how much is possible to make from these two stores. Let's just use these two stores as an example. So guys, pay attention to the math, right? So this is for the first store that I showed you guys, right? We went on SimilarWeb and we found out that this store was bringing in 121,000 monthly visitors, right? So, and this is how the math goes down. So every time you find a competitor and you want to try to calculate how much the competitor is potentially making and how much you could potentially make as well, you just do this right here. I multiplied the monthly visitors times a 2% conversion rate, right? A 2% conversion rate is so conservative, guys. It's very, very conservative. All my stores, and I'm being very honest, do at least 4% conversion rate. So this value right here that you see is not even accurate to what I think you guys can do if you follow along with all the videos that I post on this channel, right? So right here, what I did was I multiplied 121,000 with a 2% conversion rate, meaning that out of that 120,000 people, 2% of them converted. They ended up purchasing, and that equaled out to $145,000 in a single month. So based off that calculation, this store right here, you guys remember this store, right? This is the first store that I showed you guys. This store right here is making $145,000 every single month and $1.75 million every single year. It's safe to say this. My store did $169,000 in a single month. So you can go ahead and calculate that, right? Now for the second store, we know that it had 143,000 monthly visitors with a 2% conversion rate and a higher AOV because the products on that store were not clothing pieces, they were actual products. So we heightened the AOV by $15, unverified, of course, but that equaled out to $215,000 in a month and $2.6 million in a year. Now, guys, obviously, these are just estimates, right? These are just estimates, but these are very precise estimates. They're also very realistic estimates, right? So now imagine you own both of these stores, which is very, very, very much possible with Google. Google is the one platform that if you run stores on it, you're able to scale horizontally and not vertically, right? Horizontal scaling means you own multiple stores, right? Of course, these stores are not going to be doing $1 million in a month. However, if you own 10 of these stores, you can do $1 million in a month with higher profit margins. Remember, I told you guys, Google has from 25 to 35% profit margins, right? So it's way better than running a meta store that does $1 million a month with 6% profit margins, right? How can you make $1 million in revenue and only earn 6% of that? It doesn't make sense. Google is the truth, man. I'll tell you guys again. Now, guys, I have a community, right, that teaches you everything that you need to know about Google Ads dropshipping. Now, this community is very active, right? In a short period of time as well, you see a lot of wins. And in the classroom section, I break down every single part of the business from niche and market research, as you guys can see here, the store setup, Google Merchant Center, approvals, product listings, Google Ads, AI incorporation in your business, the back-end operation. I tell you exactly what hires need to be made, when, which are priority and which aren't. And I also have bonus advanced tools for you guys as well. A lot of people in the community are currently winning, right? The one thing I want to tell you guys is that Google is a very easy business model. However, the one thing that stops people from scaling up to the numbers that myself and my team are currently doing is the fact that there are a lot of roadblocks and obstacles that are not easy to just jump over and keep proceeding with making money. No. For example, the GMC, right? Your GMC is the lifeline and the heart of your business. If your GMC is down, you cannot run on Google, which means you're not going to be making any money, right? Now, for the GMC, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what you need on a store in order to get approved for GMC. Your footer of your store is probably one of the most important part of your store, and not a lot of people know this, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys. So this right here, hold on. You see this bottom part right here? This is your footer. This part right here, this navigation section right here is very, very important for your very important for your GMC. This is where your business address is, your opening times, your policy pages, everything needs to be on point. If there's just one mistake in this part of your store will not be approved to run on Google, because Google's #1 priority is transparency, right? Because you have to understand, Google has real businesses running on it, real businesses with real business registrations, real businesses that are not just random dropshipping stores, right? Frankly said. So it's your job to position your e-commerce store as one of those real businesses, right? You cannot stand out. You cannot look like a trashy store. You cannot look like a store that lies about discounts, lies about I see a lot of these meta stores having like sob stories of a divorced couple closing down their store and having a clearance sale and whatnot. You're not allowed to do any of that on Google. So your GMC, in order for your GMC to be healthy, this section, the policy pages need to be very transparent. You need to be telling your customers exactly what they're in for, and telling Google as well what you're providing your customers with in terms of privacy policy, terms of service, shipping policy, return and refund policies, all of that, right? So this is one important thing that I want to tell you guys about GMC approvals. Next, you have to have a physical address for your business. So however you want to sort that out, there's many ways you can sort that out, right? It's not something that people just expose like that. However, if you join the community, you'll see exactly how to get access to all of these pieces of information, right? Because all of this will ultimately lead to a clean presence on the internet, right? Google goes based off your Trustpilot, your Scam Advisor points. All of this needs to be intact so you can get approved to run on Google. Comment down below GMC checklist, and I'll send you guys over a GMC checklist. And if you guys want to go in depth, maybe you're going through a suspension right now on Google, join the school, and trust me, we'll get that sorted for you guys. I'm partnered with one of the biggest Google agencies, and we have all the tools that you need in order to be able to run on Google. Now, for the ads and campaign setup, the campaign setup that you want, right? Google has multiple campaign setups, right? And what you want to do is you want to run a performance max, feed only. It's really important that you do feed only, performance max, and you want to start off between $30 and $50 a day on ads. Right? This is the most healthiest starting budget because it allows you to gather as much data as possible without spending as much money, without spending more money than you actually need to in the optimization phase, right? And you need one catch-all campaign, right? And because there will be a 14-day learning phase. This is very important, right? Because if you get this down, you'll be able to maximize the amount of clicks that you get on your products and your store, and you'll have lower CPCs, right? You want to go on the specific market that you're advertising. So I usually go in the US, the UK, the big five markets. You want to have presence and not interest, and no search partners, right? Let me know if you guys want a video specifically on how to set up the perfect campaign for Google Ads, and I'll make that right for you guys. But yeah, in summary, that's just this video. This is just a quick video I wanted to put out for you guys. My goal is to remain consistent. I want to provide you guys with the most free value that I could possibly do. And I really, really look forward to seeing some progress on you guys' dashboards. If you've never ran an e-commerce store before, let me know. If you're currently on another platform and you want to switch over to Google, also let me know. Shoot me a DM on Instagram if you want to talk about your specific situation. And trust me, guys, if you're looking into Google, join the school community and let's get this progress together. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.